This is what the map looks like at the end of round 25. Remember, the goal is to be the first faction to defeat Kel Thuzad up here in Stratholme. If no one defeats him by the end of round 30, there will be a final PvP battle. At the beginning of the round, Brebo uses a town action to purchase Greater Mana Potion, Hamea Slayer, and Dispel. Later on, I have to actually redo the purchasing of the Hamea Slayer because I realized Brebo isn't level 5, so he gets his Witch Doctor's Cane back, and I reversed the gold spent. That's way later when I realize it. Right after, Brebo trades Brandon 6 gold, and then Brandon uses a town action to purchase Cobalt Buckler, Death Chill Armor, Holy Light, and Seal of Command. Brebo then uses his second action to travel to the Infectus Scar. Brandon also travels to the Infectus Scar. Bourbon then challenges the Wildkin at the Weeping Cave. He needs to roll 5s because the threat level is 5. But True Shot makes it so it lowers the threat value by 1, so he only needs to roll 4s. He gets to roll 7 blue dice, 5 red dice, and 2 green dice. He ends up getting 7 hits. He then uses Serpent Sting to change the 1 blue into an 8 for another hit. He then uses Stone Form to change a 1 green into a 3 green to avoid the special power. He then uses his rerolls and gets 5 more hits. He then uses Mortal Shots to get 3 more hit tokens into the damage section, and he also gets to add 1 to Attrition or Improved Sting. We add 10 hit tokens to damage, 5 hit tokens to defense, and 1 hit token to Attrition. The 10 hit tokens in damage is enough exactly to defeat the Wildkin with 10 health during the range step, therefore it doesn't get to attack back. Bourbon gets 13 gold, 5 experience, but he's already maxed out on the experience chart, and 1 blue item. He ends up getting Skull Splitting Crossbow. His bag is full, so he decides to get rid of Bastard Sword back to the merchant deck. The Alliance decide on a new red quest, which ends up being Demon in the Depths. Bourbon uses his last action to travel to Crown Guard Tower. At the end of the round, Brebo equips Dispel, and I fix the sword during the next Alliance round. Brandon then equips Seal of Command, Holy Light, Death Chill Armor, and Cobalt Buckler. At the end of the round, the Silverpine War event card goes off because Grumbaz is in Ambermill and Zauka is in the Shining Strand. The Horde are the weaker faction, so they each get 5 gold and 4 experience. Grumbaz gets 5 gold, Liam gets 5 gold, and Zauka gets 5 gold. They all get 4 experience, and they all level up to level 4. Grumbaz now has 11 health and 4 energy, and he gets to regain all of it, and he has to choose a new talent between Impale, Enrage, Dual Wield Specialization, Improved Heroic Strike, Anger Management, Unbridled Wrath, and Piercing Hull. He ends up going with Dual Wield Specialization. He realizes he doesn't have a lot of dice. He wants to get more red dice with another weapon. Liam now has 6 health and 11 energy, and he gets to regain all of it, and he has to choose a new talent between Soothing Kiss, Conflagrate, Siphon Life, Demonic Embrace, Fell Stamina, Improved Immolate, and Sacrifice. He ends up going with Siphon Life to get a little bit more health and a little bit more damage through attrition. Zauka now has 7 health and 9 energy, and she gets to regain all of it, and she has to choose a new talent between Elemental Fury, Nature Swiftness, Storm Strike, Elemental Focus, Improved Rock Biter, Thundering Strikes, and Call of Thunder. She ends up choosing Nature Swiftness to be able to re-equip Healing Wave. The round marker turns to turn 27, but nothing special happens. This is what the map looks like at the end of round 26. At the beginning of the round, Zauka has to challenge the Blue Naga at the Shining Strand. She has to roll 5s because the threat level is 5. She gets to roll 6 red dice and 4 green dice. She ends up getting 5 hits. She then uses her rerolls to get 1 more hit. She then uses Earth Shock to remove the red 1, so she doesn't lose health to the Naga special ability. We also get to add 2 attrition for Blood Fairy and Solid Iron Maul. We add 4 hit tokens to defense, 2 armor tokens to defense, and 2 hit tokens to attrition. The Naga attacks for 5, but we have more than enough defense to lose no health. Then all of the hit tokens shift up into damage, and it's 1 short from defeating the Naga, so we have to go again. This time we won't use Earth Shock, so there's 2 less red dice. We end up getting 4 hits. We then use the rerolls to get 2 more hits. We also get to add the 2 attrition again. We add 3 more hit tokens to defense, 3 more armor tokens to defense, and 2 more hit tokens to attrition. It's enough defense to block the 5 attack from the Naga, then all of the damage shifts up into the damage section, and it's more than enough to defeat the Naga. Zauka then uses a flying action to fly to Pestilent Scar. Grumbaz then has to challenge the Worgen at Ambermill. He needs to roll 6s because the threat level is 6. He gets to roll 5 blue dice, 3 red dice, and 3 green dice. He ends up getting 4 hits. He then uses Rend to change the red 4 into an 8 for another hit. He uses his rerolls and gets no more hits. He then uses Cruelty on the 5 red die to change it to a 6 to get 1 more hit. He also gets to add 1 to attrition for Blood Fury. He add 2 hit tokens to damage, 3 hit tokens to defense, 1 armor token to defense, and 1 hit token to attrition. The Worgen then attacks for 7 minus the 4 defense, so Grumbaz loses 3 health. We then shift all of the hit tokens into damage, and it's not enough to defeat the Worgen. He gets to remove 2 hit tokens, and we have to go another round. We are going to roll the same dice minus the 2 for the Thunderclap because we can't afford it again. We end up getting 5 hits. We then use our rerolls and get 1 more hit. We then use Cruelty to change the red 5 to a red 6 to get 1 more hit, and we also get 1 to attrition for Blood Fury. We add 2 hit tokens to damage, 2 hit tokens to defense, 3 armor tokens to defense, and 1 hit token to attrition. The Worgen then attacks for 7 minus the 5 defense, so Grumbaz loses 2 health. Then all of the hit tokens go into the damage section, and it's enough to defeat the Worgen. Grumbaz then uses a travel action to move to the Shining Strand. Liam uses his 2 travel actions to fly all the way to Eastwall Tower. At the end of the round, Grumbaz equips Raxer Club. At the end of the round, the marker moves to turn 28, but nothing special happens. This is what the map looks like at the end of round 27. At the beginning of the round, Brebo, Bourbon, and Brandon all use their actions as travel actions to meet up at Stratholme to fight Kel Thuzad next round. The round marker moves to turn 29 and adds a purple item to the merchant deck, which ends up being Flame Strider Robes. This is what the map looks like at the end of round 28. At the beginning of the round, Grumbaz decides to take a town action. He heals up some health and energy. He then purchases Decapitating Sword and Cleave. Then Zauka also takes a town action, heals up some health and energy, and purchases Frost Shock. Zauka then uses her second action to travel to North Pass Tower. Liam then travels to Stratholme to initiate a PvP combat. Now he's doing a 1 vs 3. It would be a miracle if he does anything here, but he has to try because next round the Alliance are going to challenge Kel Thuzad. Their stat sheets are showing that they're probably going to do well, so his goal is to whittle down their energy spent because PvP is a little bit different, and it's dice, so you never know what can happen, but this is like a 1 in like 10,000 shot of winning. Liam gets to roll 7 blue dice, 5 green dice, and 2 red dice. His threat level is 7 because it's 2 higher than the enemy's team's highest level, which is Bourbon at level 5. At the start of the dice pool step, we spend 3 energy to place 2 hit tokens in the damage box. He ends up getting 1 hit. He then uses Immolate to change the 6 blue into an 8 blue. He then uses his rerolls and only gets 1 more hit. He also gets to add 3 to Attrition for Corruption and Siphon Life. We add 5 hit tokens to damage and 3 hit tokens to Attrition. Bourbon gets to go next. The threat level is 6 because it's 2 higher than Liam's level 4, but then he also has True Shot, so the threat level is 5. He gets to roll 5 blue dice, 3 red dice, and 2 green dice. He ends up getting 6 hits. He then uses Mortal Shots on the blue 8 to add 1 more hit to the damage section. We add 3 hit tokens to damage, 2 hit tokens to defense, and 2 armor tokens to defense. Brebo goes next, and he gets to roll 3 green dice, 4 red dice, and 2 blue dice. He ends up getting 1 hit. He then uses his rerolls and gets 4 more hits. We add 2 more hit tokens to damage, 2 more hit tokens to defense, and 1 more armor token to defense. Brandon goes next. He gets to roll 5 red dice and 4 green dice. He ends up getting 5 hits. He then spots a 7+ green with Glyphed Helm to roll 1 more die. Ends up being a miss. He then uses his rerolls and gets 2 more hits. He then adds 5 to attrition for Seal of Command and Reckoning. We add 4 more hit tokens to defense, 3 more armor tokens to defense, and 5 more hit tokens to attrition. The Alliance then use their 6 armor tokens to remove 6 tokens from defense and damage box of Liam, as well as up to 6 attrition, which ends up removing all of Liam's damage. He did not have any armor tokens, so he doesn't get to remove any tokens back. All of the hit tokens move up into damage for Alliance, and it's more than enough to defeat Liam. The Alliance get the steel gnarled staff from Liam, and they end up giving it to Brebo. Liam resurrects at Corrin's Crossing with 1 health and 1 energy. At the end of the round, Zalka equips Frost Shock, and Grumbaz equips Decapitating Sword and Cleave. The round marker moves to turn 30, but nothing special happens. This is what the map looks like at the end of round 29. At the beginning of the round, Brebo, Bourbon, and Brandon decide to challenge Kel Thuzad at Stratholme. They need to roll 7s because the threat level is 7. Bourbon goes first, and he gets to roll 7 blue dice, 5 red dice, and 2 green dice. He has True Shot, so he only has to roll 6s. He ends up getting 3 hits. He then uses Serpent Sting to change the 2 blue into an 8. He then also uses Stone Form to change the 2 red into a 3 to avoid losing health from Kel Thuzad's special ability. He uses his rerolls and gets 1 more hit. He then uses White Tiger twice to change a 7 blue into an 8, and then also a 2 blue into a 3 to also avoid Kel Thuzad's special ability. We also get to add 3 more hit damage into the damage box for mortal shots, and then 1 attrition for improved sting. He also loses 2 health for rolling a 1 blue. We add 7 hit tokens to damage, 1 hit token to defense, and 1 hit token to attrition. Brebo is next, and he gets to roll 4 blue dice, 4 red dice, and 3 green dice. He ends up getting 3 hits. He then gets to spot a 7+ on Firestarter and gets to roll 2 more dice, and he gets 1 more hit. He then uses his rerolls and gets another hit. He then uses Dispel to get rid of the red 2, so he doesn't lose life from Kel Thuzad's special ability. We add 2 more hit tokens to damage, 1 more hit token to defense, and 2 more armor tokens to defense. Brandon goes next, and he gets to roll 7 green dice and 5 red dice. He ends up getting 4 hits. He uses his rerolls and gets 2 more hits. He then uses Blessing of Might to change a 5 into an 8. He then gets to add 3 attrition for Fist of the People's Militia and Reckoning. He adds 3 hit tokens to defense, 3 armor tokens to defense, and 3 hit tokens to attrition. Kel Thuzad attacks for 21, minus the 11 defense, so they have to lose 10 health. The White Tiger loses 3 health. Brandon loses the other 7, but he uses his Greater Healing Potion in the process to reduce some of it. Then all of the hit tokens move into damage, and it's not enough to defeat Kel Thuzad, so Kel Thuzad gets to heal up 6 health, and they have to go another round. Bourbon gets to go again, and he only has to roll 6s for True Shot. He gets to roll 7 blue dice, 5 red dice, and 2 green dice. He ends up getting 6 hits. He then uses Serpent Sting to change a 1 blue into an 8. He then uses Lesser Agility Potion to get more rerolls, and gets 2 more hits. He then uses White Tiger to change a blue 7 into an 8, and the red 5 into a 6. He ends up losing 2 health for rolling a 1 blue for Kel Thuzad's special ability. He then gets to add 4 more hit tokens to damage for mortal shots, and 1 attrition for improved sting. We add 8 hit tokens to damage, 4 hit tokens to defense, 1 armor token to defense, and 1 hit token to attrition. Brebo goes again, and he gets to roll 4 blue dice, 4 red dice, and 3 green dice. He ends up getting 4 hits. He then gets to spot a 7+ with Firestarter and gets to roll 2 more dice. He ends up getting 1 more hit. He then uses his rerolls and gets no more hits. He then gets to spot an 8 blue for Cone of Cold to roll 2 more dice and gets no more hits. He then uses Dispel to get rid of the 3 dice that would have caused him to lose life for Kel Thuzad's special ability. He adds 3 more hit tokens to damage and 2 more hit tokens to defense. Brandon goes again and he gets to roll 6 green dice and 4 red dice. He ends up getting 2 hits. He then spots a 7+ with Glyphed Helm and gets to roll another green die, which ends up being a miss. He then uses his rerolls and gets 3 more hits. He then also gets to add 3 to attrition for Holy Shield and Fist of the People's Militia. He then loses 2 health for rolling a red 1. He then adds 2 hit tokens to defense and 3 armor tokens to defense and 2 hit tokens to attrition. Kel Thuzad then attacks for 21, minus the 13 defense, so they have to lose 8 health. Bourbon loses 4 health and Breba loses 4 health. Then all of the hit tokens move into damage, and it's finally enough to defeat Kel Thuzad's 27 health, and the Alliance are the victors of the match. Congratulations to Brandon Lightstone, Brebo Big Shot, and Bourbon Fang. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Good night.